Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another pre-market analysis video brought to you by Learnity. And as usual, we are going to be looking at the dollar index. Now, looking at the dollar index on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we are in an uptrend, right? Because we are creating higher highs and higher lows, highs and higher lows. Now, if you look closely here, you can clearly see that we have some point of interest here. So we have a fair value gap here, right? And also we have this other block right here. So it's the other block overlaps with this fair value gap also. So now what are we going to be looking forward to for the coming week? What we are going to be looking forward to is for price to retrace down here to this point of interest before what's pushing higher. So that's my expectation for the coming week. Now, why am I expecting this? Because clearly you can see that we are still bullish, and I don't usually go against the prevailing trend. So I am always in line with the trend. I always tend to trade in line with the overall trend on the higher time frames. So this is what I'm going to be expecting for the coming week. Probably if you go down to the 4 hour, what you're going to be expecting is something like this to happen. And first of all, delete this arrow here. So what I'm going to be expecting is for price to start retracing. That is, you might have a shift of market structure to go down to this point of interest here, right? So when we shift market structure here, we then retrace back into this point of interest. Now, depending on how deep it wants to retrace, we can either hit the top or retrace to the halfway line of the point of interest, or we can fill in the fair value gap fully before moving higher towards to take out the targets for this trade. Now, if you ask me where are the targets for this trade, I'll have to go back to the daily time frame, then zoom back and see what or where we can use as a target. So you can see we have an old high here. So you can mark out this old high here. Let me take my line to mark that out. So we have this old high, which is the first target. Then we have another target here, which is another old high. Right, so these are the targets for the trade. Now, with that in mind, if you transition to Euro USD, you're going to be having the same type of setup but just opposite. So Euro USD, let's zoom into it. You can clearly see that's bullish. Sorry, that's bearish. If you have a bullish dollar index, we are going to be having a bearish Euro USD. Now, if you look closely at Euro USD, you can see that we also have fair value gap and another block right here. So you're going to be expecting the same thing for price to retrace into this point of interest, be the other block on fair value gap before moving lower. So if that's going to happen, be expecting something like this to happen. Where price is going to retrace into this before pushing down lower. Now, if you also go down to the 4 hour time frame, you are going to see that in a clearer view. So what you're going to be expecting on the 4 hour time frame is for this to shift structure, right? And what we have movement, slow and steady into the point of interest. Then once you get into the point of interest, you then start breaking structure to go lower and take out old lows. Now, to figure out our target for this trade, we have to go up back to the daily time frame. Let's get rid of this arrows here and look for a good target for this trade. So you have to scroll back to see if you can get a good target for this trade. So our first target is going to be this. This is a good target. This is an old low. Then after this, we have this low here. Also, you can also take out these lows because these are equal lows. You can also mark out these lows, but because of it's very close in proximity to this, I would just take all of them as one target. So the next target is going to be this old low right here. So these are my targets for the trade. So guys, that will be all for this video. Remember to always practice good risk management on your accounts. I will see you all in the next video.